So welcome to another episode of the Real License Podcast, the only show in the world that's licensed for real. First things first, if you're new to the platform, feel free to subscribe. If you've been here before and you didn't subscribe, kindly ask for you to hit the subscribe button while we build this platform. You know what we do? We highlight the unsung heroes of our place, St. Thomas J.A., aka Paul Bogle Country. Last weekend we were in Houston, Texas. Today we're back in New York City, Queens to be exact, with the one and only Mr. Ian Mills. Now, you might not know who he is, but you're about to find out. This is a man with a whole bunch of skills. This is a man who is multi-talented. He's a photographer, he's a painter, he's a chef, and even a sound system selector, which we're going to get into that some more. But let's get into, some Paul Bogle Country stuff, some early life stuff. So, welcome to the program, Mr. Mills.
Yeah, man. Give thanks.
Yeah, man. So
Yeah, respect.
tell people what part of St. Thomas you were born in. Where you hail from originally.
Well, originally from Foundation, all right? So let's take it there. Well, Duckenfield, to be exact.
Far East.
Yeah, the parish of St. Thomas, yeah. So, yeah, that's where my roots was.
Okay.
Was born, so to speak.
Okay. So parents are from Duckenfield? Both parents are from
Yeah,
Duckenfield?
my father is from Duckenfield, yeah.
Okay.
My mother is from an adjacent district called Johnson Mountain.
From Johnson on. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's for those who don't know, that's Far East. Eastern end of the parish and the island to be exact. So how many siblings did the parents have?
Well, my parents have, between my mother and father, at the time when they were married, they conceived, four siblings,
Okay.
that follows me. Pretty much four boys totally and one girl. My father on the other hand, we had additional siblings
Okay.
to the lot, and it amounted to three girls, yeah, and approximately three more boys.
Okay. Mommy and dad still alive?
Yeah, my mother is still alive,
Okay.
still alive and kicking.
Okay.
Thank God. My father is alive as well.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Early childhood education. Where did you start? Like a basic school.
Well, yeah. Basic school, was in Duckenfield. This place we call Bell Rock. For all,
Okay.
for all the affiliates of Bell Rock. Yale Miss Rose, that was
Okay.
the earliest, start for school for me.
Okay.
Then I moved on to Duckenfield Primary.
Duckenfield Primary.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so on from Duckenfield Primary.
We got Miss Andrea Brown, who's a teacher at Duckenfield Primary, who's a friend of mine right now. Shout out. Quick shout out to Duckenfield Primary and Miss
Yeah.
Andrea Brown, yes.
So from Duckenfield Primary, it was to Mount Bay High School.
Mark High School. So that's when you and I met. We started
Yeah.
the same year, 1983, September. I was in 1-1, he was in 1-3. And at that time, you lived just, at the entrance of Ivory Crescent from the Lyson Road end.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and that's where I knew you. But I always remember that you were from, Duckenfield. So what sparked the transition from Duckenfield to Martby? Being closer to school?
Funny you ask that. Yeah, I mean, it was just economics, getting to school. I used to walk to Mount Bay High School, From where I live, I used to just walk up the hill.
This is
to-
like
to
a hop,
school.
skip, and a jump.
Yeah, so the transition from Duckenfield, taking the bus, well, it's pretty easy to understand where economics was concerned, you know what I mean? Yeah, so it was easier, put it that way.
Before we get into life in Martby, explain as briefly as you can, what was life like for you in Duckenfield back in the time frame? Because that would be the late 70s, early. As far as you can remember, what was life like in Duckenfield back in them times?
Well, listen, it was pretty much, that was my roots. That was where I grew up as a young man. You know what I mean?
Fond memories?
Yeah. 4, 5, 6 year old, yes, I could, you know, have memories of those times. You know, yeah, we used to shoot lizards. You know, make you know, box carts. You know, make you know, bone and arrows. You know, you know,
Country life.
Yeah, yeah.
Good old
pretty much,
country
you know,
life.
go to the river. That's why even that time, that's when we learned to swim. You know, yes, you used to have a river down a place named Works Yard. You know, where our father used to bring us.
Oh,
You know,
Works
taught us-
Yard,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, taught us how to swim. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. So you know, pretty much, you know, all of my younger, you know, time coming up, you know, as a young man, you know. Yeah, do all the things that, you know, kids are associated with and so forth, you know. So yeah, early roots, you know.
So-
That was Duck and Field, you know. And yeah, when it came to school, primary school, it was just about the same thing, you know. I met a lot of friends there. you know what I mean?
Who are some of the friends you can remember from primary school that you're still friends with today?
Well, you have like Roger Francis. You have like Rowan Abrams. Yeah, you know. You have like this guy Marcel Green, Levius McDonald, Adrian Givens. If I mentioned.
I remember Adrian Givens.
Yeah, Adrian Givens.
The light-skinned guy, right?
Yeah.
I remember Adrian. He could run, right?
Yeah, man. Very,
I remember
very
Adrian.
athletic guy, you know.
Yeah.
Who else again? Ralph Layla, you know. Yeah, man.
Okay.
You know, yeah. A lot of friends I had from Duckenfield Primary.
So now, if I'm remembering correctly, your first year of high school, you were still living in Duckenfield. So around about second form, you moved to Martby.
Exactly.
That transition from Duckenfield to Martby, how different was it? Was it like night and day?
Not exactly night and day, but you know, it was. Put it this way, Duckenfield was more like the suburbs, you know. So now I moved to a more urban, you know, type of environment.
Busier.
Yes. You know what I mean?
In the beer.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Yes.
So, one of the reasons why I reached out to you to do this episode, I've seen some of your brilliant artwork. There's one behind us right now that's done by you. We're going to get into a whole lot more of his work. This man is really good at what he does. And he does a lot of things, but, you know, we're going to put some emphasis on his artwork, his paintings, but we have a whole bunch of other stuff we want to talk about. So now you're at Martby High School. From Duckenfield Primary, you actually moved to Martby. What was some of your most fond memories at Martby High School?
Martby High School. You know, pretty much just probably meeting new friends, you know. With the fact that meeting new friends came. Yeah, pretty much. You know, I was one of the shortest guys in my class. You know?
You and Mark Campbell.
I was one of the shortest guys in my class, and you know, I used to get teased about that, and you know, mimicked about that. Luckily, I wasn't bullied, you know, because I wasn't the type to, you know, regardless of my stature at the time, you know, I wasn't gonna take any bullying.
Yes, no push around.
No. And also too, you know, at Martby High School too, generated a lot of nicknames, or what you call alias names, you know. I mean, pretty much, I don't know anybody, you know, within my circle that didn't have a nickname that time. You know what I mean? And so,
Trust me, I know.
so I heard so much nicknames, man. You know, aliases or whatever you want to call it. You know, and yeah.
Who were some of the first people you met that became your friends at Martby High School?
Well, I had this very close friend also. Name is, if you don't mind me calling him, Leroy Richards. You know, you probably know Flea.
Flea. Very well.
Yeah,
Big up to Leroy Richards, aka Flea. Yeah.
He gave me my my nickname that is first and foremost. Everybody just love calling me that name. You know what I mean? We'll get into that later.
Okay.
But yeah, and you had Boogeyman, you know. You remember Boogeyman? Yeah,
of
he used to
course.
act like Barry G. I remember his real name.
Of course, on the
Yeah,
construction sound
yeah,
system after a while,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man.
I met some elders from me there as well. It was like 2 year or a year ahead of me as well. You know, like what's his name again?
Yeah, you probably gonna come to you later on. Who were some of the teachers that you remember who made a mark on you at Mark Bay High School?
There was Mr. McDermott.
Of course. My English teacher in first
yeah.
and third form.
My art teacher, of course, Mr. Coates.
Mr. Coates.
Yeah.
Obviously, he made a mark on you. All this beautiful artwork around here.
Yeah. This was literature teacher. I don't recall her name right now.
Was Miss Hyde your form teacher in first form? Miss Hyde, you remember that teacher? I think she was 1-3's form teacher, something like that. I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
So, Mark Bay High School is where the love for this painting and drawing started, really, right? Or it started from primary school?
Well, listen. This started from a tender age, you know.
Oh, okay.
Probably around 5-6 years old, if I can recall. And it came to me just pretty much probably by, you know, accident, or I don't know. You know, I didn't know I had the skill.
Mr. Coates pulled it out of you?
No. This was when I was in Duckenfield.
Oh, okay.
You know, around the time when I was going Duckenfield Primary. So this day in particular, my brother that followed me, Rowan. So you know, just jiving around, said, "Listen, let's draw." You know, he brought out this Daffy Duck character and said, "Let's draw this picture of Daffy Duck." You know, and we did it. You know, he and I drew, and behold, when I drew my Daffy Duck, he had on some red costume or whatever. When I drew my Daffy Duck, it was the exact replica of what he presented to me.
And that's when you realized you had something.
And I didn't know I had this talent. Didn't know I had this talent. And when I see it, and it was just like a surprise to me. You know, that's why I say it's like I just discovered something there at the moment. I brought it to school, showed my parents it, I showed my other siblings them it. You know, I was just in awe. You know, and from there, I discovered that, yeah, but I have this talent. So I used to, my aunt was sort of the vice principal at Duckenfield Primary,
Okay.
Miss Lindsay. And so I had to, you know, sometimes she asked me to do like posters that you put on the blackboard and so forth. So those little early developments, I had a love for art. You know, I used to do like, you know, ABC posters or the language or whatever, and do them in some sort of creative writing and put on blackboards and stuff like that. So then, you know, that kind of, you know, pushed me forward. So when I get to Mark Bay High School now, you know, the love for art was always there and so forth. So it sort of blossomed and evolved. You know what I mean? When I got to Mark Bay High School, one thing that struck me with Mark Bay High School as well was, you know, you used to have the murals that was painted on the corridor.
Yeah, and those murals were a reflection of the
slavery era,
the Mark Bay Rebellion.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
And
exactly.
all the trauma that happened in 1865. For those who don't know.
Exactly. Yeah. So that struck me when I saw those murals. I was wondering to myself, were these pictures? Who did these stuff? You know what I mean? And then, you know, I'm just out of curiosity, and I asked around. I heard that it was 2 teachers that drew these murals. I'm saying, whoa, is it really a manual thing? This done by, you know, hand?
It looked so really. It looked like it was paint. It was part of the painting.
Yeah, man. It was so
the actual paint.
The realism was there. It was just so, you know, the emphasis, everything was there. It was just, you know, mind-boggling. You know, I'm just saying, wow, you know. So my interest was piqued from there. You know, I said, yo, I wanted to learn this skill.
And that manifested in some of these beautiful artworks.
No, it manifested in me. I couldn't do art in paintings and so forth. What I'd seen there, you know. So I had to wait until I reach farm, second, third farm to fourth farm there about. Then I start transition like a vocation thing. Then yeah, I started, doing art in Mr. Coates'
Okay.
class. Yeah.
And Mr. Coates has helped to create a lot of great artists.
Yes.
Namely, Miss Caroline. What's Miles? She's pretty good.
Yeah, Miss.
Were you one of those privileged people who got access to the art room at any time because you were good at what you do?
Privilege is relative. I had to do my work.
You had to do your
I had
work,
to do my
okay.
work. The thing is that you just had to, when you had your art class, you pretty much had to show your skills. I mean, I definitely wanted to do paintings and whatever, but you have to do the foundation classes and learn the primary colors and all of that, and come on down the stream.
Yeah,
So
I remember some of those classes.
yeah. So those were kind of like, I want to get to the good stuff. And so when that phase kind of passed, then I got into the whole, painting stuff. I mean, yeah. Mr. Coates was really surprised at how I sort of evolved in this thing, because it was like a natural thing to me. You know what I mean? Okay. Mixing colors and whatever, it just came sort of natural. So I developed my skin. From there, I started pretty much.
So you're very good at what you do painting wise, but
Yeah.
you don't have just one skill. You're also a very good chef. Where did the passion for the culinary art started?
All right. Yeah, that's so much stories, man.
That's in a nutshell.
Yeah. So the culinary skills started pretty much, really, when I left high school. I left high school in 98, right?
88.
88.
Yeah.
Sorry, 88. And so my first job was after high school. My first job was working at the record shop.
I remember those days.
Yeah, the prominent record shop, the only record shop.
The only record shop in Mark
Bay
back in the
at
days.
the time. In those
I think
days.
Freddie was the guy who ran that record shop.
Give I just told Mr. Solomon Small,
Okay.
because he gave me my first job after high school. I pretty much wanted to go to Edna Manley School of the Visual Arts, to kind of further my skills in the art. But I couldn't get in that year after I left high school. So I had to do a portfolio to get in the following year, which was 89. Yeah. So before that, so I started at the record shop. That was my first job. And while doing my, at the record shop, then it was after that, as I said, the following year that I got to Edna Manley School of the Visual Arts. I did a year there. And, somehow something inspired me about the music and all of that. You know what I mean? I used to play all the different genres, from the reggae, the calypsos, you name it, the R&Bs, etc., etc. So even when I was at Edna Manley School of the Art, I was still drawn to the music because I had a taste of it, selling records, making cassettes. So those times CDs weren't even so prevalent, you know what I mean? And so on. So 89, I came back at the record shop after I did a year at Edna Manley School of the Visual Arts, and I was at the record shop from 89, say around the summer, back to, fast forward, back to around 89, 93. And, I had what do you call, things on my mind in terms of progressing with my art, and then the music was such a big influence on me. So I decided that,
Here we're back. So he was telling me about what sparked the love for the culinary arts.
Yeah, so pretty much, the record shop for like pretty much 3 years, I had other aspirations, I had associates who wanted to do cassettes, me recording cassettes for them and so forth. And I wanted to do like t-shirt printing and so forth, So, I just decided that, me and Mr. Small, Solomon Small, Freddie, big up yourself, we just had a mutual understanding, and, I kind of separated from that, joined my friends, and there was this arcade adjacent to where the record shop was.
It's still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah.
And so there was a premises up there that, housed a building like, and so it was abandoned, and pretty much we had a shop up there that we sold cassettes. I decorated the cassettes. Even then I used to do some little, decoration on cassettes and, for people to, have a more love for it, We used to do different type of mixes, R&B, reggae, etc., etc. Solo artists. And so what we did was sell those cassettes. But this particular Christmas, it was a grand market event. And, we just decided, say, listen, let's cook some food. So we got some chicken, we got some rice, cook some white rice, and cook some curry chicken. And all and behold, most people in the arcade, friends and, fellow people who were selling stuff, came down and said, yeah, I got some of the food, we share it for everybody who could stretch to. And, I said, listen, man, why you guys don't open a cook shop? Why you guys don't open a cook shop? And the idea sparked. The idea sparked, and we decided that we want to use the abandoned building, clean it up, fix it up, and then start cooking. And so,
And so your career as a chef was born.
So the idea was, evolved, and the cook shop, came to manifestation, and so there it was also an involvement of Leroy Richards.
Flea.
Yeah, it was also Lightswell, we call Wicked, it's also involvement of my other friend named Betty, and we decided, we open up this place and we start sell some food, sell to the arcade people, until it transitioned in we cooking food, supporting the high school, which was another whole story. Between Marby High School and Seaforth High School, we used to transport our food that we cook, fried chicken, whatever.
Wow.
And over time, I honed my skills,
And you got better and better at it.
Got better and better at it,
Do you do that for a living now?
Yes, that's my main occupation right now.
See that?
so that was
in New York City. The man works as a chef, and it started from him just like running a little cook shop in Marant Bay back in the days.
Yeah,
okay,
pretty much that was the story.
I also want to talk about your sound system playing there. This man got many jobs. This is the man who could possibly, provide beautiful artwork for your party. He could possibly be the photographer, and he possibly could cook the food, and possibly play the music all at the same time. Right. Tell us about your sound system playing this.
About that. So as I'm saying now, and the sound system thing is also not something that I just picked up.
It started from the record shop.
No.
Started before that?
Even before that,
Okay.
My father used to have a stereo. And out of all of my siblings, I'll tell you about 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, thereabout. I said 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. I used to religiously play this stereo. The Al Greens, the Studio Ones, the Bob Marleys, the Marvin Gaye songs, what I mean? All of them songs, I used to have an affinity and love for them. So I used to play these songs. So it started embedded in me from them time. So when I came to the record shop, it was like easy peasy for me. You know what I mean? All
those, already in your system.
Yes, man. All those early knowledge of the different genres of music in those early times. was just there. You know,
I remember you in the record shop,
Yeah.
but I guess I had left the island by the time you started playing sound system. So
Yeah.
JT put me up on games. So you and him used to play Ruler Roots. Big up Jamati.
so listen.
So before Ruler Roots, did you played another sound system before then?
So listen. So just saying that, you know, the love for the music was from a long time. You know, when I was at the record shop, it was just like automatic. You know, there was this sound system by Chef Seaview restaurant at the time. You know, there was a little set around
That's
it.
now known as Club Shine for those
Yeah.
for those people who don't know.
St. Thomas people will know. You know what I mean? But it was a restaurant, and we used to hang out there on the weekends. This guy was looking for selectors to play his set because he didn't have any DJs to play the set. So my brethren was at the record shop with me also, and Roger Francis. Got introduced to this guy, and he was saying, "Listen here, you know, so, this guy want two selector for two DJs. We used to say selector, two DJs to play his set." I said, one big set to play, man. You know what I mean? A big set to want to play. They're too small. But I didn't realize that you kind of have to hone your skill. You don't just get up and walk. You have to creep. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much, you know, it sparked my interest. You know, and me and Raja used to go around there on the weekends. You know, so we started playing this little set. And, you know, we won with skills. You know, guys used to come around here on the weekends. You know, people come hang out here, we're playing. And we used to specialize in R&B music.
So did the Stone System have a name?
Yeah, that was what I was getting to. The name of the system was called Soul City.
Okay.
You know, pretty much because we just...
I have never heard of Soul City. So that tells me I was gone.
yeah. Pretty much that just show you how, you know, we was well-rounded in playing the latest R&B hits, you know. Yeah, of course we play the regular reggae music and whatever, but we just have an affinity for that. And, you know, because it's restaurant mood and vibes, you know, you want people to come and have a relaxed time. So, yeah.
So you used to rock a lot of parties all over the parish?
Well, one of our skills there, you know, we couldn't go on the road same time because we don't know nothing about playing for big audiences and so forth. So we learned there, and then we moved on. Like 2 years or so, we started booking parties, making parties for ourselves and whatever, until the popularity grew. People started booking us and whatever. We play across the parish. Bath, Yallas, you know, Portland, every little way, crevices and corner, that little set used to play.
So tell me about the transition from Soul City to Ruler Roots.
So if my memory serves me correctly. So I was doing that while I was at the record shop, playing Soul City at the Chef Seaview restaurant. All right. So when I transitioned from the record shop, because I was doing that simultaneously, as I said, the record shop while playing at the Chef Seaview restaurant. We won our skills there and so forth. And when I left the record shop now, right? And I was doing our own thing up by the arcade, right? This was around 93, between 93 and 94.
I was definitely gone.
Right. I'd left Soul City. I transitioned from Soul City because then there was Mellow Construction with, you know, Shabbas, you know, what's that name? This time there was a guy named Tyrone that was running the system and so forth.
I know Tyrone.
Yeah.
He used to work at James Tire Shop, right? Back in the days.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I started, you know, playing alongside some guys on Mellow Construction, you know, and somehow, you know, I still transitioned to, you know, more gravitating towards doing my thing with the cook shop and all of that and so forth. It was one time period at the cook shop, you know, JT came around and said, you know, a new set in town in a boss, man, named Ruler Roots, you know. But at this time, though, I wasn't really so much in the game of playing something. I was more focused on
the cook shop.
On my local cook shop business, you know. and so forth. So JT came in one day and said, you know, new sound in town, you know, what you do? You know, so I said, I don't know, you know, what is that? He said, 1 or 2 DJs, you know. I said, who? He say himself, and he said, I know your skills, you know, boss, man. So, you know, let's go do this thing.
I didn't even know there was a period in time when JT was not a Miller Construction.
Yeah.
So that was when you and him was playing Ruler Roots. Where Ruler Roots was located? Whitehall or something like that?
Whitehall, yeah, was
Okay.
located at Whitehall. So yeah, you know, we did a number of gigs on Ruler Roots, you know, me and JT, you know.
So here's
Kingston,
Here's
you know.
the $1 million question I want to ask. Was there a certain a particular dance where Ruler Roots knock out Miller Construction? Because rumor has it that JT and Ian got together and buried Miller Construction. Is there any truth to that? Is there any truth to that?
Here's the deal with that. We played at a beach named License Beach, you know.
In my hometown.
When I say, you know, a place in License Beach, for those who probably have heard about it outside of the parish.
Yes.
Know, and we played there one night, you know, some holiday event, you know, and you know, both sounds, you know, Miller Construction, because at this time now, you know, we're on Ruler Roots, you know. This is our family sound, Miller Construction, you know. These are my peers. These are the guys who I used to look up to, you know, while we were at Chef Restaurant playing our little set, you know. I used to come around from time to time. But even before that, you know, Miller Construction was the sound in the town, you know what I mean? And these were the guys we used to emulate. These were the guys we used to see, you know, JT, Shabazz, Bunpan, you know what I say? You know, Wally, etc., etc. Boogeyman. We used to look up to these guys, you know, so enough respect for that. Because that's
Solely, Dana,
yeah,
Marco B. Yeah. We could go on and on and on and on.
So our influences came from that, you know. You know, we influences.
Oh, rest in peace, Solely, by the way.
Yeah. We influences came from that, and you know, so pretty much I tell you, you know, music was just in our environment. So owning the skills wasn't a hard thing. It just if you understand the mechanics, the transition, the turntable, and you know, whatever. So yeah, and
Did Miller Construction got beat down by Ruler Roots?
So that this particular event now, we were playing, I think, tune for tune. You know, we're playing tune for tune, and I don't know what happened, you know, but they're saying now, you know, because of the song, and I don't know why I get caught up in these things sometimes, you know, but they were saying at the time that, you know, the song that Miller Construction played, because it was this guy named Buster, you know.
I remember him from Reddit's.
And Buster was,
I know him.
Buster was this hype guy, you know what I mean? And he played a song, you know, and I think I was to counteract the song, you know. So there was a toss-up on as to the song he played either kill my song or versus the song I played kill this song. So it was like sort of, you know, decision to be made there who really took the show. But it wasn't any real clash or anything. It was more like a friendly event. But people just want to blow it out of proportion and say whatever. Because I you know, Miller Construction, you know, was a sound. You know, whatever I do, I couldn't really, you know, be the one for the contender to say, yeah.
I just wanted to know what happened. I just wanted to know what happened when I wasn't there.
That was the deal. You know, that was the deal. The deal was just really, you know, we were playing some songs.
It was a good party. No sound died.
Well, no sound died. Yeah, I can say that for sure.
So what I want to do now, I want to focus on. Matter of fact, before we even move on, I want you to tell the audience about your YouTube channel and your culinary stuff that you do on YouTube.
Well, listen, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook. I go by the name of Ian Tan Arts, IANTON space ARTS. All right. So I do a bunch of tutorials, which I'm kind of highlighting my roots, you know. Breakfast, that's what we're doing right now. Just highlighting, you know, this is for who don't know, you know, because there are some pundits out there that already know and some will tell you, you know, listen, whatever. But the thing about it, I'm doing this for who don't know, because you know we have kids born to this generation that don't know our roots, you know, and I may be able to inspire someone to be a chef or whatever, you know what I mean?
So if you wanna be reminded, or you know, if you don't know how to make certain type of Jamaican
yeah.
cuisine, particularly breakfast, check out this man's YouTube
right,
channel.
Right. So really, I'm on the like a breakfast little series right now.
Okay.
So you can check that out. Other than that, I'm as well promoting my artwork. You know, hopefully I'll be coming out with a website by the name of View Living pretty soon, where I highlight most of my artwork. So you know, my objective is for you to get to know me. You know, I'm coming from a real intrinsic place, you know, the authenticity of what I do and all of that stuff, you know. So just check me out, you know, and yeah, I have a lot in store for you.
Okay.
Yeah, we are content providers, so that's what we do on this set here.
Okay.
And I must applaud you, Gary, for you know highlighting St. Thomas. It's like, you know, so much bashing we get, and it's like, you know, we are the forgotten parish and stuff like that and whatever. But
My question is
very
my question is forgotten
people.
by who? Politicians? We don't need them to remember we anyway.
You know what I mean? So it's no joke we're out here, man. You know, we're just trying to do our thing. You know, we're trying to promote our craft. You know what I mean? And we implore you to support us.
Check us
you know?
out.
Yeah,
Subscribe to his YouTube channel, and most definitely subscribe to the Real License Podcast on YouTube. Oh, we got a whole bunch of good episodes coming up in 2022. What we're gonna do before we wrap, I'm gonna do what drew me here to Queens, New York. I want you guys to see some of this man's artwork.
Yeah.
And we're gonna start. I'm gonna move out the way and let him describe and explain. We're gonna start with. Let me see which one we're gonna start with. My favorite one is this one over here. So tell us about this one. Tell us about.
Well, as you said, this one in our earlier introduction I did. This one I call Boatyard. I tried to name my artwork. Mm-hmm. This is just a view from a photograph I did back in the days, you know, and it's highlights.
So this is a painting from a photograph.
This is a painting. This is an island canvas painting right here. You know, so you know I'm inspired, as I said before, that I'm inspired by, you know, the whole Renaissance period with big panoramic views. You know what I mean? And I did show up Bob Marley at that period too. You know, highlighting, you know, farms and the realism of certain things. You know, so yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about this big one back here.
Well, this one is sort of a semi abstract piece. You know, this is a diptych, put it that way, because it's two pieces that makes one.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah. So I call this silhouette mountain. You know, it's more like a silhouette, abstracted form, and I draw inspiration from abstract art as well. You know what I mean? So this is where that came from. It's also from a picture I saw in a magazine. So the size and the scale, I just make this my own.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
okay.
Yeah, and you know that's the representation you get there.
So tell us about this other one over here.
I have photographic concepts as well. This I did years back as well.
Let's get a better shot of it from this angle. Yes.
Yeah, this I use inanimate objects and make it look.
Yeah, get it better this way. Okay, there we go. Tell us about this one.
Yeah, this I use inanimate, you know, objects, you know, whatever it is, and make it look real. Realism. You know, this is also an inspiration from.
So is this an actual painting?
No, that's not a painting. This photograph.
This is a photograph.
But this photograph is not just a photograph. Say photograph. It has to do with duplicate, you know, exposure. It has to do with the type of lighting that I use, strobe lighting. You know, I use you know, what you call panoramic instant pictures to sort of set up my exposures and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I do this as a form photographic concept I have.
Okay.
You
So
know,
let's go to this other great
There-
piece over
There
here.
is another one here I did. This one I call.
Tell us about
Can
this
you get
one.
that one?
Yeah, I could get it. I'm getting it.
All right, so this one is also another photography concept. You know, just like I showed you before. This is like a war scene. I use inanimate objects as well, and set up a landscape of, you know, just soldiers moving in stealthily and whatever.
It's quite fitting for what's going on in Ukraine
Exactly,
right now.
because, listen, this artwork is pretty much over 10 years old. I did this when the Depression period was going on. You
Okay.
know, when we touched down on Iraq and all of that stuff, you know, and then
Okay.
yeah, you
It's
know,
beautiful.
Yeah.
Here's another piece over here.
All right.
Tell us about this piece.
This, I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, I can see. I'm getting it.
This one is called a paper sculpture.
Okay.
All right. So I scribe images to let it have that effect of you know, sort of less than a 2D but more of a 3D feel. You know what I mean? And it's sort of abstractive as well.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
People don't think you know, 'cause a lot of my work is in
There's
sep-
another beautiful piece.
the
back here.
sepia tone, you know. I kind of work with less of the luminous, bright colors. But this here is one that, this is not finished, you know. I'm still working on this piece,
Okay.
you know. It's a floral arrangement, you know, with some brilliant, bright hues.
For a person like me who can't even draw a stick, man, this is brilliant work.
Yeah. So, you know, yeah, there are a lot of things I'll be featuring on my website, you know, when it manifests.
So tell the people the name of the website again. Let me get a last shot of you.
It will be called View Living.
Okay.
All right, so look out for that. Please subscribe to my channel, Ian Anton Arts.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Listen,
Yeah, man.
thanks for being on the program. Keep doing what you're doing. A man of many talents. And on that note, we're out. Paul Bogle Country forever, all right?
All right. Big up St. Thomas.
Peace.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Check out our website, thereallicense.com. Join our exercise program, Movements of Ja People. See you next time on The Real License, the only show that's licensed for real.
Yeah, you heard what my baby said.